Welcome to the deep dive. We take your source material and, well, we find the key insights.
That's the goal.
Today, we're diving into our sources on heaven, or sign, as some texts call it. We're looking mainly at the book of Matthew, some parables, theological thoughts.
Right.
And our mission is to get a handle on, what heaven's like, but also divine forgiveness, which gets complicated, and what walking the path of faith actually involves.
Often not what people expect.
Exactly. Prepare for maybe some fresh takes. Okay, let's unpack this. The sources start with some really vivid parables. First up, the pearl of great price.
Matthew 13, yeah.
Beyond just saying heaven is valuable, what's the deeper shift this parable demands from someone? Is it just like a transaction?
No, not just a transaction. It's more fundamental. Our sources suggest it's about a radical reprioritization.
Radical how?
It forces a total reevaluation of everything else you hold dear. It's saying true faith might mean letting go of, well, comfortable things. A single-minded pursuit.
Okay, a consuming focus. And building on that, we get the parable of the net.
Also Matthew 13.
Right, depicting heaven like a net thrown into the world, gathering churchgoers. What's the core message here about who gets caught and what happens then?
Well, it shows heaven's reach is wide at first, very inclusive, pulls in all sorts. But crucially, it points to a future separation. The good fish, the righteous, are kept. The rotten fish, those whose faith isn't genuine, are discarded.
So getting swept up in the net isn't the end of the story.
Exactly. Just being part of the community doesn't guarantee eternal belonging. There's a discernment coming.
Okay, so we've got immense value, inclusivity, but also discernment. What about the character needed? The sources shift then from the what to the who. Jesus talks about who is greatest in heaven.
Matthew 18. And his answer is really counterintuitive.
Yeah, becoming like a child. Why is humility so central?
It's fascinating, isn't it? Greatness in this kingdom isn't status or power. It's about humility, almost self-effacing.
Like a child depends on others.
Exactly. Dependence, no pretension, open to learning. It really sets the stage for how you should live in the kingdom focused on others, not yourself.
And that humility, that childlike heart, seems foundational for the next bit, which is maybe the toughest part, forgiveness. Specifically, the parable of the unforgiving servant.
Matthew 18 again. This one really challenges our ideas about grace.
It does. Expert, what are the core lessons our sources pull from this story?
It's incredibly potent. You have a king forgiving a servant an absolutely astronomical debt. Unpayable, think billions.
Impossible amount.
Right. Then that same servant turns around and refuses to forgive a tiny debt, like a few days' wages owed by someone else.
Wow.
The sources connect this directly to sin as debt. God forgives our immense spiritual debt through Jesus. It's pure grace.
That contrast is stark. So this naturally raises a big question the sources really dig into. When is sin actually forgiven? They explore two main ideas, and there's quite a bit of tension there.
There is. Claim one is basically sin's forgiven the moment you accept Jesus. But there's a but. That forgiveness can potentially be lost. You can fall away or backslide if your life doesn't align with God's word afterwards.
Okay, so initial forgiveness isn't necessarily permanent. What's claim two?
Claim two argues that true forgiveness is only confirmed if the acceptance of Jesus is genuine from the start. And if it is genuine, that person will live by God's word. They can't truly fall away.
So if someone does fall away under claim two,
then they were likely never truly forgiven in the first place.
Okay.
Their initial faith wasn't real.
That's a major tension. How does someone navigate that? Because then the source material offers this this more nuanced view, which the author seems to favor. It introduces this idea of verification.
Yeah, verification for celestial beings, for angels.
Which sounds a bit strange, right? If God knows our hearts already, why do angels need verification?
Good question. It's not about informing God, he knows. It seems to be about the manifestation of divine justice, making it clear and understandable to all creation, including angels.
Ah, okay. So it's about transparency of justice.
Kind of, yes. The sources suggest initial forgiveness, based on faith, can be revisited or even revoked if someone's later actions fundamentally betray that initial trust.
Like a probation period.
That's a decent analogy the sources hint at. Initial hiring is based on trust, but staying employed means demonstrating performance. True faith, the sources argue, is ultimately shown through sustained obedience and actions.
And this ties into something bigger.
It seems to. This idea of verification connects to the ultimate complete salvation or erasure of sin. It's presented less as a single moment and more as a process that culminates officially, maybe at a sort of cosmic day of atonement, a final reckoning where everything is settled and made clear.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening? This deep dive really underscores that your faith journey isn't just a one-off event.
It's ongoing.
Right. It's a process where your actions are, well, powerful reflections of what you truly believe deep down. The sources insist that really accepting God's huge love means committing to obey and also extending that same love and forgiveness.
And it respects our freedom, too.
Definitely. It acknowledges free will. God calls but doesn't force. We can choose to turn away. So we've explored how heaven isn't just, a place you go, but tied into a whole way of living, forgiving, and being forgiven. It challenges us to think about that interplay between faith, actions, and God's grace, which is pretty intricate.
It is intricate. And maybe the question to leave with is this. How do these ideas about forgiveness having conditions, about this concept of verification, how do they challenge or maybe affirm your own understanding of faith and how you live it out?